What's going on, guys? Mickey Gemini here with the Vault of Doom podcast, episode 13. Today is just going to be a reiteration of what I did a post on X and have everything kind of getting everything mapped out here for the beginning of the season, where we have a lot of the new stuff, a lot of the different vibes. If you caught any of the previous episodes to this, everything is rearranged completely in terms of like having this interlude music right, having the theme song right, and still haven't added drums. So that's kind of just how I want to keep it for now. I think I like how I have the template for now, but for this episode this is going to be easy peasy, lemon and squeezy, but it certainly is going to have a bit of a mouthful for you in terms of how everything is going to be a bunch of reiteration of what's been everything on women and metal, and then one woman in mythology, close to that. Going into that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sun Will Fall on 253. This might actually become one of the best Sundays you've ever had. Not because of the song though, the song sucks ass, but the rest of it might be good. Who knows? We'll see. Hiya! What's up, whoever? Oh, I fucked that up. Okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sun Will Fall 253. Thank you so much for tuning
what's up,
in
everybody?
today.
Welcome back to the show.
Are you doing good? I'm doing good. I just fucked up that whole intro by saying
I'm going to be going over all the stuff I
hope
posted
you're having
on my Twitter.
a great and pink Sunday, because take a look at this.
About these artists,
Isn't this the most pink Sunday you've seen so far?
So
look at this. This is the SR 1.6 APS. Beautiful guitar right there with a Nevertune bridge.
It's been pretty hard to get all my stuff in order here, but everything's ready to go, good to go, green light.
And dude, I'm in love with this guitar.
So starting with day one,
not sure if I'm allowed to take it with me to play with
and Lindsay Schoolcraft.
Because
I'm not going to educate you guys on each one of these ones.
Look at that. You see it's gloss on the back, the back of the neck.
And there's really actually 29
Holy
to
shit,
go.
what an amazing Sunday, what an amazing guitar. And dude,
so
if you see this and be like,
March,
hey,
as you know,
fuck,
Women's
man,
History
Nolan's
Month
fucking
is March,
kicking ass.
So for my dedication
These
to that,
coming
every
weeks,
single
man,
day on Twitter, I posted one
hope you guys
woman
are
from
all
mythology,
warmed up,
one woman
because
in
we're
metal.
heading into
So that is your first one to start with, is the woman in mythology being Lilith, the snake that tempted Adam.
Cradle of Filth, fire guitarist, after recent statements, Danny Filth
solo project and her solo
messages. So the past week has been quite eventful. If you're a Cradle of Filth fan or in that camp, I would say. Cradle of Filth are now officially fired guitarist Ashok Smerda after he and his wife Zoe Marie Fedorov issued statements laying out their beef with the band's management and sharing the contracts on social media. They were
allegedly asked
to sign. time. So basically how it all started was that Zoe Marie Fedorov, the keyboard player, said that she would leave the band, but then Danny fired her husband, Ashok, the guitar player, and after that, they made a statement. And the decision to leave was because they didn't want to sign an artist contract with Cradle of Filth. So we planned this transition out of Cradle of Filth months ago. Management is dishonest, manipulative, and tries to make money that belongs to us. We attached this contract. They attempted to trap all session members in for a 25% raise. First raise in 7 years. Our lawyer called it the most psychopathic contract a session musician could ever be handled. Okay, I want to read this. This is obviously very, very interesting because this is the behind the scenes of being in a big metal band today. There's contracts, man. So let's read what the contract ensues. This is the contract that Cradle of Filth and Danny Baby wants all the musicians to sign that are in the band. Looks like a standard contract. What do the musician need to do? They render your services as a musician on the tracks by the artist as may reasonably be required by us. To render your services as a composer on such masters. Okay, so you have to write music. To hereby gives all consent and permission in relation to your performance on the masters. Okay, so basically signing off all the permissions of the music to the act, Doro is actually and then to attend the live recording sessions, live performances, rehearsal, photo shoots, recording promotional videos, meet and greets, blah 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 blah. Okay, so the contract covers writing music, playing live, showing up for photo sessions and meet and greets and shit like that, and being, you know, a part of the band. So what is the provision of this? The provision of your services, we agree to pay you as follows: the fee, the sum of £200 per day for all days upon which you are required to perform, record, rehearse, or attend other activities with or on behalf of the artist. And this has sparked a lot of controversy because £200 for a band of the size of Cradle of Filth is not a lot of money, must say. For travel days, you get £150, a per diem of £25 per day for each day upon which your services are required by the artist. So this is for food and food. So basically, the artist is committed to write music, play live, travel, and be on meet and greets and spook themselves out for photos and shit for £200 a day. Why this is a problem is because if you're a writer of music, obviously you're entitled to the royalty of being a writer on that material. But basically in this contract, you're signing all of that off to the band. Morgan, so the band takes all those royalties. At 200 quid per day, I mean, is that even counting the days you're actually writing? This is it's just for performing and recording and rehearsing. When do they get paid for the writing? They don't, because they sign over their music to the artist. And that's a shitty fucking deal right there. And this has sparked a lot of emotion, a lot of backlash for Cradle of Filth, also a lot of support for Ashok and his wife. It really raises the question of how, you know, metal bands actually treat their musicians. And I can give a little bit of my own perspective of this. I mean, back when I joined 6 Feet Under, for instance, whole England, Swedish guy joining an American band playing guitar. Okay, simple as that, very easy. I would go there, I would perform, I would do tours, and I would get paid. At that point, I was very happy. I was, you know, very happy to be in an established metal band, and I didn't really care that much about how much money I got. And back then, I can't say for how it is right now, but 6 Feet Under would pay me like $1,000 per week to tour with them. So if we did like a 4-week tour, it was $4,000. Back then, you know, I thought that was a fair price, I would say, for me to go out and play in front of a lot of people. You know, always wanted to do that. But today, I mean, if you pull that out, say that you have 7 gigs a week, that's $142 per gig if it's 7 gigs a week, which is not might not eat up much either. What I want to say with this is that, you know, for a lot of young people, you know, they just want to get into the grind and, you know, get into the bands. Obviously, they're going to take these type of contracts, and that's why we see a lot of, you know, established metal bands that have young musicians in them, because basically they're cheaper. In a world like this, where, you know, Ashok and Zoe is trying to make a living out of making music. With this type of contract, they're not building anything for themselves, and that's why they didn't sign the contract. Seeing this contract right here, it's yeah, I would never sign anything like this. And if you're the young musician that want to play in Cradle of Filth and you want to have fun for a while,
I have to keep current on
go ahead,
music
sign this. But if you want to have a future,
so number 8 here, moving along, Epona, another Welsh.
Maybe you should read the contract.
Mythological
Hell yeah, drama. All right, so it's a Saturday. Hello. I decided to come back into the office on this Saturday because Cradle of Filth and Dani Filth made a statement in regards to this whole situation, and I figured it wouldn't be fair if I just let one side of the story be reported. So Dani released a full-fledged statement. It's a lot of words, and I'm just going to break it down for you, okay? He addressed the contract that were shitty, basically saying that they were never meant to be final, and that it was a mistake that they got sent to the musicians of the band. So take that with a grain of salt, maybe. He says that members are free to have other projects, for other types of incomes, of course, and only need to coordinate scheduling, so they're not officially locked into the band necessarily. He also claims that Zoe Ashok, the guitar player, caused multiple disruptive arguments on tour, and there was heavy drinking. So basically now we're seeing the shit being slung back. If you want to read up on the statement, I recommend you doing so. It's a lot to take in, but in short, basically the contract, it wasn't meant to be the final contract. Dani also claims that there was drinking on this South American tour and arguments between Ashok and his wife Zoe. And also he's protecting his management. And in short, he's saying that it's less about money and more about behavior and miscommunication. Either way, now we heard both sides. Great. Gold Dress new album will arrive in 2026. For the new songs, we took so much time to make sure everything is fine and powerful enough. Hell yeah. I can say for a fact that not only I was waiting for a good new Gold Dress album, you are as well. Whatever that comment.
Next up, 11.
It took us a long time. We needed that time, I think, just to make sure we're on the same page. Also, we don't have that much pressure. We're not a young band anymore. We've been a band for 30 years. So they're becoming more
and 12. So she gets
it's on the way, 2026 for sure.
For me on the list.
Ooh, hell yeah.
And there's
I'm looking forward to this. It's almost finished. We're going back to big guitar with a more metal, but more modern sound, he said. There are 2 more songs to refine. We want to move quickly, but we didn't succeed. We fought about it so much that we almost got lost. It's harder to match our tastes than it was 20 years ago. That's more heavier, bigger guitar riffs. I'm all for it, man. All right, something I haven't commented about, but has been quite the stir lately, is that Rick Beato released a video where he explains that he got an insane amount of copyright claims on his previous videos from Universal Music. Universal Music, one of the bigger multi-million-dollar labels, put claims on Rick Beato's videos where he's he's showcasing music in an educational way, and he's playing the music in the videos, but according to Rick, it's filed under fair use because it's educational, right? The problem right here is that even though these claims are false or are considered fair use, you have to get through to a court, I guess, at some point to see whoever wins this case. But then you have Rick Beato versus multi-million-dollar record label. It's insanely dangerous to fight for that right now. And Rick did release this video where he's trying to address this, and it is a problem for a lot of YouTubers, even for myself. If I play like a snippet of a song in a Son with Ola, for instance, even though if it's 10 or 15 seconds, the record labels will claim it. Obviously, every time I counterclaim and I say like this is fair use, but sometimes they still stand their ground, and I can't do anything about it. I did a video series where I reacted to Megadeth and I reacted to Children of Bodom, both those videos got one got claimed, and the other one got striked. So I'm never gonna do that shit again, man. 3 strikes and your YouTube channel is out the door. The problem in this case is also that it's always the YouTuber that gets the shit under the stick and gets the strike. Why aren't the labels getting the strikes? It's capitalism. Yeah. So they asked him to remove his videos from his channel. Dude, that fucking sucks. Basically, what they don't understand is that Rick is basically promoting this fucking artist so more people will listen to the artist. When I show something in the sun with Ola, I'm promoting the artist. The artist gets more exposure, more views.
Of Bridget was spelled with a T.
Win-win for the record labels. And this is obviously very frustrating. And I try to fight this every time, but it doesn't work all the time. All of the videos I do that are like, you know, Ola learns, even though that is educational, they always get claimed by the labels. I mean, I can't escape that. You know, do I dare fight for it to court? I mean, I don't have any strength against these fucking mega brands and mega labels. But raising awareness about it is great. Okay, I have another segment here later where I'm going to test this. So I'll let you know in the comment section of this video if this video gets claimed or not. We're just going to see. I missed this last week, but Testament released a new single, Infanticide AI. 14th studio album Parabellum is out October 10. Holy shit, that's soon as they got this new drummer, and he needs to show the world that he can grind. You know, you got to replace Gene Holden. So I understand it. Hell yeah.
The Bavarian Triple Goddess.
One of the best thrash metal vocalists out there, man. You know, even before his Deafy
number 23
vocal days, he was fucking king. Hell yeah, I can't wait for this album. Testament Infanticide AI.
24. Jessica,
you can watch it online right now because I'm promoting the band. This is fair use.
CKA, like sick. Jack off.
Bill Kelliher pays tribute to Brent Hinds. It's been hard to get a grip on my emotions this week. So last week, Brent Hinds passed away from a motorcycle accident, and there's been an outcry of emotion. And I think it was very tragic of a passing for everyone involved. I mean, at least to the guys in Mastodon, obviously, who's been friends and been in the same band forever and ever. They're currently on tour. And when you're on tour, you're working, so it might take a while before you kind of process things. In a heartfelt post, guitarist Bill Kelliher reflected on his decades long bond with Hinds. It's been hard to get a grip on my emotion this week. We had our good and bad times, just like any relationship. All that we accomplished after that first fist fight in the band 25 years ago. I didn't think you'd be taken from us like this. Absolutely lost a true one-of-a-kind guitar wizard extraordinaire. Keeping up with you taught me a lot. You were a brother, we were family, you were a wild man, not to be tamed. You could fuck up bowling ball with a feather. You weren't perfect, but you were always Dirty B. Your vagabond, gypsy, wild child lives on through your music. I will miss you, crazy ass animal. Shit. And keyboard warriors out there have been like, oh, Frank, man, they make this post Mastodon, they Frank him in the ass, blah, 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 he was shit talking them and all that. But the thing is that these keyboard warriors did not know the relationship these people had together. I mean, they were basically family. And yes, they did have a falling out, but it doesn't make it disrespectful to make a post like this, remembering and celebrating, Brent Hinds. To all you keyboard warriors out there, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. And just as I was about to record the news, Mudvayne releases a new single. What the hell? First single in 16 years. Hurt people.
In terms of what's going on in the
calm down. He really hopes that I'm suffering.
And I have to comment just a little bit on
yes, the price for admission is suffering my whole life. I get what he's saying. We're in 2025, and I'm listening to Mudvayne. That feels cool as hell. What the hell? There's nothing other than just the lyrics. Are they releasing an album? We have no idea. Maybe they'll come out with a press release today, later, and
28.
I'm late on the news. Anyways, guys, that was the news. Let's see if this is getting demonetized or not. Fair use, baby.
And I coupled her with Chinamasta. I also worked into Metallica.
Who's up there? Now, you won't escape that way.
Every other day for 29, 30, and 31 does not have Women of Metal or Women of Mythology, so I won't even even get into those. If you want to check those out, you can follow me on Twitter and check it out. But that is all I have for you guys here on episode 13. And make sure to check out all the other great ones coming up right now.
Ja. Vad? Superlead?
Flexi?
Ja, men det är nya va?
Ja, det tror jag.
Ja. Är det Mod Series? Nej, det är inte.
Nej.
Hej, hej. Hejsan.
Känner du mig igen?
Ja, kanske.
Från Discord?
Ja, just det. Oh. Hej. Varför är du så arg?
Va? Det är inte alltid sådär.
Va?
Globa.
Eller vad säger jag? Bjuda på lite snack.
Ärtor och morötter och skit.
Morötter och skit?
Kent. Den här är till dig.
Klubba. Jätteklubba. Klubba. Tack Ola.
Alright, so we're in Hellbotten outside Oslo in Norway, and we just arrived at the venue. This area is pretty fucking beautiful. So this is the place we're playing. It's like an indoor festival, 2 stages, and right now I'm wearing glasses because we're not playing until like 11 o'clock tonight, and if I wear contacts for too long my eyes get dried, so I'm just wearing the glasses until then, I guess. So we're just waiting to, I don't know what we're waiting for actually. If we're loading in, I don't know if we're doing a sound check. Adrian and Jonas, they're coming later, so maybe we'll just skip it and go to the hotel. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Tackar.
Vad sjö av sås. Ja, det... Ja, men det är som att lyssna på en mage. Ja.